Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here today. This is your one-stop shop for cryptocurrency analysis, among many other things. We're taking a look here today at Ravencoin, which is a request from one of my community members, my patrons more specifically. Thank you, West Coast Lady. I really appreciate you making the recommendation because I love checking coins like this out. And in fact, I've invested in Ravencoin previously. And so we're going to take a look a little closer, see what's kind of going on and what to expect for the price action where it's at now and hopefully where it'll be in the future. And if you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. This is always for educational purposes only. You need to make sure to do your own research, but research as much as you can from as many people as possible, okay? I don't want you to take what I say as the only thing that you use moving forward. Granted, I'm more of a conservative, careful trader. I like to, focus more so on quality over quantity. So if that's more so your style, feel free to learn as much as you can here and kind of gravitate towards that. But I do want you to recommend that you rather research as much as you can and learn what you can from everyone. That's how I've gotten to this place here, right? I didn't just wake up one day and become a good trader. You have to learn vicariously through others, and of course through application as well. You're going to take some hits. That's the way it goes. You got to get up and keep moving. All right. Now, if you are interested in perhaps following along with my trading style, I do have a Patreon community. Link in the description below for that. I have an instructional video if you want to learn more about how that works. But I basically just send out signals for every trade that I take. You can follow them if you'd like. We have a trading bot that just one-click follow. Pretty cool little option. Happy about that. That's kind of a newer upgrade, so to speak, to the channel. But regardless, if you want to have somebody on your side and kind of learn more in this industry to kind of help survive, check that out in your own time. Some really cool stuff there. So great community. You're going to love it if you end up joining. If not, that's okay too. I just want to throw it out there and let you know that's an option. Now moving forward, why don't we just do it and jump into the charts? Let's check out Ravencoin here. Let's take a look. All right, folks, let's go and take a look here at Ravencoin. Just before we do, we look at Bitcoin and Ethereum first to get a quick baseline on the market so we know exactly what's going on. Because any good trader will understand all the angles, right? You don't just jump in and gamble. You actually make an informed decision. And that's what we're going to do here today. So let's take a look at Bitcoin first. And just to preface, I use TradingView.com desktop application. That's what you see here. It's a really good application. Recommend you consider checking that out if you haven't already. I have a link in the description below for a free month of paid version. See if you like it or not. It's definitely well worth it if this is something you do more consistently. Check it out if you'd like. If not, the paid version is good. The free version is also good too. You just don't get more than 2 indicators present at any given time. And with the detailed analysis, you need to have like 2 to 4 indicators per time frame. So that's the only reason why I recommend it. Check that out in your own time. Now back to Bitcoin here, just to clarify on the one-day chart. Usually I like to look at the 4-hour, but I wanted to specify that we had a major resistance that was extremely broken today. 52,600 was broken hard and fast. There's just a lot of volume coming into the market, so it shot up really high. And just bear in mind that what goes up must come down. I think it's an inevitability. We've seen over 30% growth in a matter of 1 week. So that's pretty significant. If we've seen that happen in the past, we have to see some type of correction. So anytime we see that kind of increase, it is followed by a correction. So just bear in mind, don't be surprised if we see, later in the week here, maybe Thursday, Friday, some type of correction. And if it does correct, good thing is we have a strong support level here now at 52,600. So my guess is we'll see the price come closer to that range. If so, that'd be a good buying opportunity. So that's kind of where we're at here for Bitcoin. Bear in mind also we had a golden cross on the 4-hour chart that could have affected the price action here today. I don't foresee that being the reason why, but I think that could have influenced a little bit of the decision making there. So just keep that in mind too. We've got a few other support and resistance channels, but no need to really work on or even look at that right now. They're all considered a support now, unless we kind of lose this this current scenario. So all in all, Bitcoin's in good shape. Same thing with Ethereum too. It's kind of getting stopped out here right around 3,600 for the resistance. We have support at 3,200 and a potential golden cross coming here as well. So if that comes to fruition, maybe we'll see the same thing for Ethereum. I don't personally foresee that, but that could happen, right? There's always that if chance on there. So just keep that in mind. Ethereum could spike here soon. All right, so take a look here at Ravencoin. Let's go ahead and get back to the one-day chart and kind of look at it here. Now, obviously, it had a major ramp up previously. So somewhere in February, things went kind of crazy, retraced back down, came back up in March, sold off. And obviously we see the April 17th, that's the first major Bitcoin sell-off, and just consistent downhill action from there. So it lost a lot of momentum, even though its average true range was somewhere in the range of 16 to 24. it lost a lot of that based on the the three major Bitcoin sell-offs. So just keep this in mind. Ravencoin, as soon as Bitcoin sells, Ravencoin goes down hard. I'm not sure if there's a correlation between the mining and just how that works, but generally speaking, this coin has a tendency of suffering more than others based on that sentiment. Because every single correction you see here is like a major, every correction on Bitcoin is a major correction on Ravencoin. So just keep that in mind. So that being said, that's just something to understand. The price is currently under the 200 and the 50-day simple moving average. Those are two major resistance levels at this time. Also note as well, we have a major resistance up here at about 15.6 cents, because that was tested a good handful of times, almost 7 or 8 times, and rejected. So it could not pass that point for some reason. We've also got a support level here at about 9 cents. So I'll go ahead and mark that now. I don't foresee the price going back down to 9 cents, but if just say we have a correction here in the next 24 to 48 hours for Bitcoin, you can expect the price to kind of dump, right? So that's the good and bad thing about this coin. It can ramp up pretty hard and pretty fast. It's done that before, but it's very, I wouldn't say unstable, it's just difficult to understand when it's going to happen because it takes off at random times. So I've been following this one for a while. In fact, I used to invest in a Ravencoin. I used to think it was, I wouldn't say I used to think it's good. It's still good, don't get me wrong, but it's not, doesn't have as much punch as it used to. So me personally, I'm not sure if we're going to see this break its most previous all-time high of roughly 24 cents. In fact, let's mark that guy there really quick. Got yeah, right about 24. You can round up and say 24, so I think it's like 23 and a half. But we'll go ahead and put that on the chart as well. Okay, so all in all, that's where we're at there for Raven. Bear in mind, we just broke above 50 on the RSI. That's a good sign. That's no longer considered a resistance. So 50 is now a support. Therefore, we might see a break to the upside if we can break the 200 and the 50-day simple moving average. We did have a MACD convergence recently, but that is losing steam or momentum. So we might see a retracement, but it really just depends on how Bitcoin performs. We can tell that it ramped up today and also retraced today. So long story short there, just looking at this one-day candlestick, there's a chance that it ramped up really hard and then got sold off based on the fact that Bitcoin didn't continue to move upwards. Now that's abnormal for Bitcoin to go anything further than 7 to 10% in one day. So all in all, it doesn't give me a lot of faith in Ravencoin pushing to the next level and anytime soon. But good news is we're up over 50 on the RSI. That's always something to celebrate. Let's see. Let's take a look at the one-day chart here. Correction, the 1 hour chart. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm skipping around. Let's go to the 4 hour first. Let's take a look at that guy first. So the 4 hour chart, we are above the 200, but it's currently testing and potentially rejecting. It's hard to say. Well, we have about an hour left in this trading channel, or this trading candlestick rather. So good news is we do have the 50 moving up to intersect with the 200. So that golden cross, so to speak, should push the price action up. It doesn't necessarily spike, but it could, in fact, influence the price in a positive way. So keep that in mind as well. We've also got what the RSI is still over 50, under 70. Therefore, it's still considered bullish convergence. We've also got a convergence on the MACD as well, which kind of was quickly corrected. So correction, that didn't actually happen. So that would have been normally a good buy signal, right, to kind of go long right there, but it got instantly retraced and corrected based on the simple fact that Bitcoin retraced as well, right? It didn't do a major retracement, but it went up to like what, 56,000, then came back down to 54. Now it's averaging about 55.2. So I'm not surprised to see that happens, because again, that's that knee-jerk reaction you see with coins like this. When Bitcoin has a minor adjustment, it has a major adjustment here, but when Bitcoin goes up, this barely goes up. I don't like the way that it moves. I don't like this kind of price movement, and it's unfortunate, so to speak. Not to say it's a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. It's not good in the sense of wanting to see some major gains out of your coin, but keep in mind too, based on its potential of being 24 cents, or just say close to 24 with its high, we know it can do that, and the price is at 11 cents. That's at least a 2.5x, right? So heaven forbid you get in right now and the price goes up to 16, 17 cents and you sell, you're going to be finding a good 50 to 60% profit. So just keep in mind, there's definitely some benefit here. It's still in good shape. I would say it's still very affordable, but just don't expect miracles. Something could happen. It could spike up eventually, but I don't know if we're going to see that. Let's look at the 1 hour chart really quick just to see how we're doing on the cloud. Keeps jumping up and down, up above and below. Again, there's no consistency here. The state of consolidation is difficult to understand. Now, obviously, we see back here when it jumped above the cloud that worked, but it's hard to say specifically if that will continue to work based on the sporadic movement here for Raven coin. So I don't put a lot of faith in that. Let's see if we have a, yeah, we don't have much here as well. We counted up to a 6, got a reset down to a 4. So we might actually see a likelihood of a continuation to the downside for another 4 or 5 hours. But again, I don't love what I see here so far. I hate to be pessimistic. I'm really like that with coins, but just being real with you, this doesn't have like the qualities of a good coin. In other words, of a coin that you can expect to get a strong return on it. Now, don't get me wrong, 11 cents right now compared to where it could be at 24 cents, that's still a return on investment, right? You could literally double your income, or double your investment. So if you were to invest in this, just know that there's no certainty. There's not like it's going to be double by year end. I'm hoping so. It very well could be, because the fact that Bitcoin is projected to be 6 figures by end of November, December range. I think that's very possible, and therefore something like this is possible too, because it's obviously proven to do well when Bitcoin does well, right? But it's also doing poorly when Bitcoin does. It's doing extremely poor when Bitcoin does just kind of average. So I don't love that. Therefore, I would recommend considering a few profit targets on this here. I would set your profit targets somewhere in the range of 11 cents and 24 cents. And just quickly looking here, you'd probably want to set a profit target just below the next resistance at about 15. So I'd put almost exactly at 15, since that's 15.5 for the resistance. Put your sell target at about 15 cents, right? Get that little percent, which actually isn't that bad, don't get me wrong. That's about a 30% gain, right? So make that profit target 1. Make profit target 2 somewhere in the range of, to say 18 to 19 cents. Then your final profit target right around 22, 23. Again, just below the next major resistance levels. Therefore, you can take profit before it gets stopped out and rejected. It does have a tendency of pumping really hard and then retracing back down significantly hard as well. So just know that a lot of volatility in the sense of how high it can move, but also how quickly it moves back down. So be careful with your profit targets. And again, stop target, put your stop target just somewhere right in the range of 9 cents. I don't foresee it going much lower than that. So I would say your return investment is likely a 2x sometime before year end, but will it break 24 cents? I don't foresee that happening. We might get lucky again. There might be some kind of halving or something coming up. In fact, I think there is some news speculating on that here later in the year, and that could very well drive the price up. So it wouldn't be bad to kind of keep averaging your price down right now with the price where it's at, and just kind of being cautiously optimistic, if that makes sense. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That's kind of a lot of things going on here. So I hope you did find benefit here. If so, great, like and subscribe. Also check out my Patreon community. I actually have a really cool group of folks there where we learn and grow together, and it's really an awesome experience. I send out signals for every single trade that I take, and it's been a really cool scenario here so far. We're hovering around 80-85% success in the last 3 months alone of trading. So if that's something, it's kind of more your style, I have an instructional video, link in the description below for that if you'd like to check that out and see if it's something you might want to consider. If so, be happy to get to know you better. If not, that's okay too. Thanks again for joining me here today. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one.